Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make one of my favourite Middle Eastern side dishes or dish to serve as part of a meze, roasted cauliflower. Now this is typically a deep fried dish that you'll see on Lebanese restaurant menus and I love it, but it's often a little bit greasy. So I roast it, same great caramelised flavour, less mess and possibly fewer calories, but hey, who's counting? So today we're going to start with half a head of cauliflower. We'll get rid of those green bits, we don't want them. And just occasionally, when a brassica like this, cauliflower or cabbage, has been cut, you'll get a little bit of black oxidation. If that bothers you, just shave it off. It doesn't really bother me, but there we go. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And we're just going to break it into florets. They don't have to be all the same size, but you want them roughly the same size because you want them to cook evenly. So up to you how big you want them. It just means they're going to take more or less time in the oven. For this, we're not going to use the stems. You could certainly save the stems and make a cauliflower soup, which is beautiful, especially with a little black truffle over the top if it's that time of year. And this is a great do-ahead dish because ideally you're going to serve it cold or warm. So there we go. You want to put it in a single layer in the baking dish. So if you're doing a whole head of cauliflower, you're going to use a larger baking dish or possibly 2 baking dishes. I find it's easiest to break it, but just occasionally you need to get in there with the knife as well to get rid of the thicker parts of those stems. So once we have it all in the dish, it's a generous drizzle of olive oil. I'll leave it up to you how generous, but the olive oil and the salt are what gives this very simple dish flavour, so do use a good robust olive oil and beautiful natural salt flakes. I'm going to give it a good toss because we want everything coated in that oil. Now there's, I don't know about a lot of natural sugar, there's certainly natural sugars in the cauliflower and they come out, sweeten up very nicely, and that's what gives it the gorgeous golden colour. Now you really can just pop this in the oven and forget about it. I find it's best if you give it a bit of a stir, maybe halfway through, just to make sure it's colouring evenly. And sometimes, depending on your oven, it needs a bit of top heat just to finish it off once it's nice and tender. So there we go. Let's pop this in the oven and see how we go. After about 30 minutes, our cauliflowers started to turn golden. It's nice and tender. Now we just want to get a little bit more colour. So I'm going to pop it back in the oven, turn the oven right up to the highest setting. Not the overhead grill, I don't think it needs that. Just good high heat. Keep an eye on it, 5 or 10 minutes until it's golden all over. Yeah. So here we have our beautiful roast cauliflower. Golden in most parts, charred in a few parts. You can give it a couple of minutes top heat at the very end if it needs it, but you can't rush this dish because you want that cauliflower to be tender and it takes time in the oven for that to happen. Yum, yum, yum. I think these little tiny bird bits are definitely, chef's treats. There we go, roast cauliflower. Enjoy.